ThaGuyXii.
Yo, welcome back. This shit crazy, man. So I just posted what I just posted. I just posted part 7 currently as I'm recording this, and I already did a live stream for like the question that I asked at the end of part 7. I already did a live stream for, but I didn't really give niggas the chance to even like watch the video to even like, you know what I'm saying, formulate their opinion. So it's still kind of up in the air. So I'm gonna do like a little small side thing to pick up the pace a little bit, build up some stuff. So this part is not about Casper at all. Like if you want to skip part 8, because this is technically be part 8, you can, and just move on to part 9, because this part not about Casper. It's about Bruce, all right? And I'm gonna just start like, you know what I'm saying, is we in the back cave, you know what I'm saying? Bruce, he at the back computer, Alfred serving him tea, and he's just sitting there. He got a lot going on in his head, like always. You know what I'm saying? It's never an easy day being Batman. But the balance been going pretty well. You know what I'm saying? It been a little less fighting in the family. He's still not on like real good terms with a lot of the kids that he raised. A few of them, you know what I'm saying, they got their own thing going on. They got their own feelings, and they got their own way that they feel he should do things, and it's just difficult because as a father, he do feel like they right in a sense of some of the things he should do, but at the same time, he can't do it because it's more than just him. When he put that mask on, he not a person no more. He's an icon. He's the status quo. He's the upper echelon, the moral highlight of humanity. So he can't do nothing to tarnish that. And he feel like he kind of chained himself to an ideology, and he been faltering a little bit just because like what it's doing to his everyday life. Like things just not going right. You know what I'm saying? He is kind of wolfing it alone right now. And it's not like he don't have people that won't like pop out with him. Like Tim, he'll pop out with him. He Red Robin right now. He not just normal Robin. He a little older, so he Red Robin. He got Tim. Tim will pop out with him every day. He just gotta say the word. Right? He got people that still love and support him, but he been battling a lot of demons. The other night, you know what I'm saying, he was out, he was patrolling, you know what I'm saying, he was riding around the Batmobile, and he just felt off. Like he was in the city, and it was just weird, like the flow of how people was moving around, the homeless population. It's just like over the last few days, he's just been noticing like little tiny changes in the city. And like for most people, they wouldn't notice something like that. But him, he gotta be in the know at all times. So he noticed the discrepancies within the city. Certain people are not in places that they normally would be. You know, he'll see some niggas that normally be drinking alcohol, and they not drinking. They fucking doing other shit, doing other types of, you know what I'm saying, escape. I didn't want to say drugs, but you know, it's just they doing other shit. So like he noticing, you know what I'm saying, he taking notes, little mental notes, you know what I'm saying? Some actual physical notes too. So he taking notes, he making sure that he keep up on what's going on. Because right now he feel it's a eeriness to Gotham. It's like it feels like Gotham's getting better, but at the same time he can't shake the feeling that like that's just like the come before the storm situation. So he at the back computer, he's typing, you know, Alfred telling him, hey sir, don't you think, you know what I'm saying, we should take a break? It's been a little while since, you know what I'm saying, you've been out of the suit. And, you know, Bruce, he looked back at Alfred and he like, it ain't no arguing with her, is you? Like, you know what I'm saying? He can't really argue with Alfred right now because he have been like running around doing Batman stuff for multiple days on end. And he not really even keeping up the persona of Bruce Wayne. So like, you know, he not doing no interviews, he not getting into no little scandals. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like he not he not being Bruce. Like he's leaning too far right instead of leaning a little bit left. He's not in the middle no more. So he like, all right, I'm gonna hang it up. And the city do feel a little different. So I feel like it's about time I start investigating and doing a little digging around during the day. And Alfred's like, good sir. You know what I'm saying? Do you want me to pull the car around? And he's like, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? They about to start driving around and whatnot. Oh, my fault. My recording cut out, and I don't know what happened, but I recovered. I recovered it. But what I was saying. All right, I remember where I was. So Alfred and Bruce, they driving around. Bruce, he going to the Wayne Industries. You know what I'm saying? He moving different. You know what I'm saying? But he is still, he don't know if it's a paranoia thing because his guts are rarely wrong, but he just feel Gotham is just off. So he in Wayne Industries, you know what I'm saying? He walking through, he doing his little rounds, you know what I'm saying? He in his office. He's sitting there, he reading through the financial statements and you know all that company jazz. But then he get a call on his phone, right? To his, you know, and this is personal phone. So he like, not too many people know this number. So he pick up and you know what I'm saying, the person on the other side of the line, they talking, and he's like, get to the point, Amanda. And you know, now to the other side of the line, she basically asking Bruce, have there been any discrepancies or changes in Gotham? And you know, he like, what do you mean how there been any change? What's going on? And she like, nothing. She's just making sure, just keeping an eye out. And then he like, you don't try to help anybody but yourself. So what is the end game here? And she like, no, like, you know, she should like everything he's saying for, you know what I'm saying? He's good. She do wish that he would get rid of that little pesky no killing rule and take her offer of working with August. But seeing that neither one of those things are gonna work, she just like to look out for him, scratch his back so he can scratch her back in return. You know, a little give and receive situationship. So Bruce, he's sitting in his chair, you know what I'm saying? He leaning back a little bit and he like, you wouldn't ask me about Gotham for no reason, especially at this time of day. So what did you lose something? And she like, nah, nothing like that. I have everything that I need to be accounted for. And if I did lose something, I would have let you know if it was important enough. So he stand up, so he walked to his window. He started looking out the window. And he like, you in Gotham, ain't you? And she like, what makes you say that? And he was like, you're in Gotham. And she like, can't beat the world's greatest detective. Yeah, I just so happen to be coming through Gotham. And he like, where are you? And she was like, I'm sending it to your phone now. So he hang up. He like, damn, Amanda Waller, aka the Wall, aka the White Queen. Yeah, he like, damn, if she in Gotham, something big is happening on a governmental standpoint. And he like, this could be the reason he was feeling a little off, for the last couple of days or so. So obviously, he gonna go meet her so he can, get to the bottom of it, get a little bit of information. But, he always got to be cautious when it comes to meeting Amanda Waller because, she's like a fucking viper. So, he dot all his I's and cross his, what I'm saying? I don't know how the saying go. I was about to do it, but I kind of blanked halfway through it. But you know what I'm talking about. Like he making sure he got all his files and what he need and blackmail information and shit that he got on her in case he need to do it. Cause she rarely meets him as Bruce. She be meeting him as Batman. And she do know that they're the same person. She found out a while ago. They already had a little run in. Well, a few run ins actually. So, a little time passed. He make it to the hotel. She in there. You know what I'm saying? She in the little restaurant part of it. And he walk up, dapper, suit and tie. You know what I'm saying? He got the little handkerchief. He going like, hey, he look good. You feel me? Blue eyes, pouncing through. She like, you get all sharp for me? And he like, I dress to impress. So he sit down, she like, already ordered some of your favorites. And he like, did you now? So, it's a little small talk, they pouring champagne for each other and whatnot. It looked pretty good on the outside. Look kind of look like a date, but if you was in the know of the conversation, you will know they battle already started. Cause he not trying to divulge any information to her, and she not trying to talk to him, but she want to know something, and he can feel it on her that she's desperate for something. He don't know what it is yet, but she been kind of slipping in the conversation a little bit. Her focus off. She can't really hold eye contact with him, so he been just noticing through body language she's in a really uncomfortable, desperate situation right now. And he trying to pry and poke that until he can get in on what it is. And she know that this nigga's good, and anything that she do, pause like that. Anything that she does is being seen under a microscope, so she got to be really careful and cautious of how she carry herself. So she, doing breathing exercises in her head and shit, crunching numbers, anything that keep her mind off of what she actually here for and what she thinking about. So he noticed a shift in her demeanor, since she back to normal Amanda Waller. So now is where it gets serious. He like, okay, enough pleasantries. we had understanding and rules about this. You never supposed to call me or even associate with me. So what changed? And no matter what was like, I mean, I am getting a little older. You know, you are still a bachelor. She was just seeing if she can slide her resume in, and he like cut the shit. And she like, hey, if you don't believe what I'm saying, then that's up to you. How you a detective and you still can't see? And he looking at her, kind of sternly, eyes a little squinted. And she's like, fine, all right. The reason she called and she was asking is because she's about to bring a few Asians in from August, and he's like, no, hell no. And she's like, you didn't let me finish. This is an American government sanctioned operation. She's only letting him know just so he don't get in their way. They're here for reconnaissance purposes only. They're not here to fight crimes, get in his way, mess with any of his rogues, any of that. They're not doing no type of arrests. They're not doing any of that. It's just for reconnaissance purposes. And he look at her and he's like, reconnaissance only. What are y'all watching? And she was like, that's classified. If I could tell you, I would, but I can't. And he's like, bullshit. It ain't classified by who? And that's where she grabbed her champagne. She started drinking. And he's like I thought, this is your operation. Do any of your superiors even know that you're here? And he looking at her as he got her trap card, and she put her glass down, and she like, no. And he kind of surprised, because her telling the truth, that's kind of a rarity. So he kind of took it aback. My fault. These fucking Invisalign still fucking up my speech. But he kind of took it aback because she don't normally show her hands like that or tell the truth. So whatever this situation is, it got to be of some importance, and it got to be something that she don't want anybody else to know about. And he catching these little hints pretty fast because he's Batman. And on the other side, she's dropping these hints purposely because she knows she can't say too much, but she want to at least give him enough for him to let her smooth her little situation. Because she wanted to show up how she normally do, where she just pop into a city, do what she want to do. She don't inform anybody of what's going on, but she can't really do that with Bruce, because Bruce is the type that anything that goes on in that city he knows about. Anybody new that come into that city, he gonna find out that they knew, and they from somewhere else. So if she do bring some agents in, they're gonna get discovered pretty fast. And depending on what they were trying to do, because a few times, she was trying to send some boys in to get Croc and a few other of his rogues, and he was like, "Oh hell no." They had an operation to kidnap Solomon Grundy, Croc, Poison Ivy, and a few other people. They also was trying to grab Bane, but Bane escaped capture before Bruce even needed to step in and save him, because Bane is elusive. But it's not the first time she showed up and she just tried to snatch a few people. Because as y'all might know, she is still the directive of Argus, and what I'm saying, she is a head pioneer of Task Force X. So when she wants something, she don't really ask, and she don't treat them like humans, because to her they not. Criminals are just objects to be used for the American government. She don't see them as people no more. But to each their own. So he looked and he's like, all right, because you told me and you didn't operate how you normally would operate, I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm not gonna mess with your situation because we do have a little bit of an understanding. Anything government wise, as long as it ain't unhumane, where he can see it, because he know she gonna do some stuff, and that's just what it is. Like the putting bombs in their necks, all that stuff. She gonna do some stuff. As long as she don't do that shit in front of him or in his city, he kind of turn a blind eye to it in a way, because he can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? Fighting against the government is, that's an uphill battle. And she look at him and she like, at times like this, she really appreciate the type of man that he is. His conviction and how he genuinely want change. And she tell him, you should run for office. At least you'll have my vote. And she slide a little card across the table to him. She stand up, finish her champagne, and she was like, "Be seeing you, Bruce." And she walk off. Strutting her shit. I'm saying, going crazy. And he looked, and he like, man, she is kind of bad. Though. Let me stop. Hey, she is. Well, at least what I'm saying, this variation that I'm using. So he like, all right, he finished drinking. You know, he look, he like, ah shit, she just stuck me with the bill. And he's like, she don't change. Well, she did change, but she ain't changed too much. She ain't changed a lot of her bad habits. So he get up, he pay because what I'm saying, money ain't a problem. And he step out, what I'm saying, he get into his motherfucking Aventador. He peel off, what I'm saying, he driving a little fast because he Bruce Wayne, Playboy billionaire, philanthropist, and a bunch of other shit. And what I'm saying, he thinking about what she was saying, and she was like, "This is a surveillance situation only." And he thinking, what could she be looking at or probing for in Gotham that he don't know about? And he did say that he wasn't gonna get in her way, but at the same time, he got this thing where he gotta know, because if it's something that he don't fuck with, he gonna put an end to it. But then again, he did give his word, and his word do mean something and carry weight. So he like, fuck. All right. So he texts her, and he was like, "You got 2 months before I do any digging, and he get to looking, because he is a curious person." And what I'm saying, she sent the little kissy emoji with a winking face to him, and she was like, "Thanks, that's all she need." And he like, "All right, this okay, right?" So then he go back to his company, and he just finished out the day just working, like actually unwinding, being Bruce. And this comes with its own sets of struggles. He gotta fucking deal with people. He gotta. It's just a bunch of stuff that like he'll rather not be doing right now. So about like, I'm gonna say about like 11, he like, yeah, I'm done. And he called Lucius. He handed everything over to Lucius, and he's like, yeah, I'm out. And Lucius like, hey, he look at his watch. He be like, I mean, you been here and you beat your last record by 3 hours. That's impressive, sir. And he's like, don't patronize me, Lucius. And he's like, hey, I wasn't, but hey, you enjoy your the rest of your day, sir. He's like, all right, so he leave, on his way out, all them secretaries and I'm saying office workers, they're like, oh, Mr. Wayne, Mr. Wayne, Mr. Wayne, glazing him like crazy. He leave, he go home, and he go back into the back cave. Alfred's like, ah. So he down there. Alfred come down there. He expecting to see him suiting up already, pre-prepping for the night. But he go down there. You see him sitting in front of the computer, and he looking at some photos of the Bat family. I'm saying him, Jason. Him and Dick Grayson. Him. I'm saying Tim. All them. He's just looking through stuff, and he's like, just having a moment of reflection. And Alfred, he walk up, he put his hand on his shoulder, and he tell him, uh, don't think that you failed them or that you didn't do good enough. 'Cause you did everything in your power that you could do, and they're gonna eventually come to understand. And he look at Alfred, and he's like, I hope so. Alfred's like, we don't need hope when I know, sir. Because Alfred, that nigga. So then he tell him, should I invite them for dinner? And Bruce, he looked, he clicked on the computer. And he was like, nah, they probably busy. And Alfred was like, okay. What I'm saying? He got that phone behind his back though. He already pushed that call button. What I'm saying? He do conference calls. He don't do one-on-ones. So they all on the other line. Everybody picked up. What I'm saying? So, hey, when Alfred call, you pick up. That's just what it is. If Alfred calls you, you pick up. And what I'm saying? Bruce, he's still saying like, they busy with their own individual stuff. What I'm saying? He's talking about how Dick doing amazing in Bloodhaven, and how Barbara, what I'm saying, she doing her thing. Tim, he's with the Titans, and he helping out over there with Damien, because them they pretty closer in age. So both of them are on the Titans, and he just basically he let loose a little bit of his emotions with Alfred, because that's the only person he feel like he can be a little bit more vulnerable with. Everybody else, he just always stoic. He don't really show how he feel. Besides anger, like if he got to beat your ass, he gonna do it. We all know he'll beat on any of his kids. But when it comes to like actually like talking to them emotional wise, it always got to be in a very heated moment where he break, and then he show the human within him. So he, what I'm saying, he talking about all the amazing things they've been doing, and these are like past and present things. So like, they listening on the phone, and they realize, damn, he do care about them. He keep up on everything they doing, how they moving. Dick Grayson, he just got shot a little while back, but what I'm saying, he didn't tell nobody. Bruce knew about it though. So he like, damn. Hey, that's crazy. So they getting a little bit of. It's more like Alfred's being the bridge between them for them to let their feelings known, because it's really hard for them to like just talk to each other, because they all stubborn as hell. So they all stuck in their ways. They don't really know how to communicate with each other. So Alfred's the band-aid, what I'm saying, making sure that, the wound don't get infected and whatnot. So a few hours pass. He spar a little bit training. The doorbell get rung. It rings in the back cave too, because nigga, you can't be in the back cave and not hear your front door bell get rung, because then that's kind of crazy if you at home. But this house is big as fuck. So like, what I'm saying, that's another thing. But then again, he got too much money to not have doorbells like situated throughout his entire compound. So he hear it, what I'm saying? He look over, he don't see Alfred, so he like, damn. All right. So, he go up, what I'm saying? He wiping his sweat and whatnot, what I'm saying? He was going crazy, working hard. He go get the dough, And he realized, oh shit, it's the kids. So they all there. Only person that ain't really there right now is that boy Jason, because that nigga's still a little upset about some stuff. So he seen him and he's surprised. He like what the hell? He don't say that, but like you can see the surprise, the confusion on his face. And they see him and they're like, well, we having dinner or not? And he opened the door and he's like, yeah, y'all know where the dining room is. And like, he about to close the door and whatnot, and a foot soon right into that door to stop it from closing. And he looked and it's Jason. And he like but he ain't gonna start no shit, because you know what I'm saying. He don't wanna have to fucking slam that boy head through the wall. You know what I'm saying? Make him eat a toilet again. So he just let it happen. He like, all right, Jason. He like, Bruce. And you walk in, he closed the door, and he like, all right. But before he turned around and like he started heading toward the dining room, he do smile, because like it been a while since he's seen them even individually, and then for them all to show up together, it is different. Ain't too much happened during the dinner. It's like a few little friction moments where they talking about certain situation and they get a little bit heated, but it ain't nothing Alfred can fucking extinguish just by him being there. So nothing too crazy happened. And now I'm gonna switch to the other perspective of another person that I feel like the perspective is really important right now. And it's a guy, it's a man. His name is John Parker, and he's an agent. He work under his superiors and whatnot, but they all are under Amanda Waller. And he was on a mission that was like, it was long. It was a pretty substantial amount of time that he was put onto a mission. So like, it was like a thing that he was supposed to be doing currently, but situations changed, and now him and the rest of the people that work with him gotta come in, because Amanda Waller, she kind of upset because she don't fuck with failures, and she don't fuck with losing assets and a bunch of other things. So these niggas fucked up, and they about to get reprimanded. But before they even get there, he cleaning out the safe house and whatnot, and they was in Washington D.C. So you know what I'm saying, that's information for anybody who wanted to know. But they currently still in Washington. Him and his partner, and they cleaning out they safe house. They grabbing pictures, and it's them. It's a picture of them with a little baby. You know what I'm saying? Little cute little chubby little fucker. I don't know why I said that, but it was a cute little chubby ass baby. He was a little on the chubby side. This kid in this picture, and they collecting a bunch of stuff. After a while, they start leaving, and then what I'm saying, they set the fucking house on fire. Like, that was pretty dramatic, but at the same time, they can't leave behind any real traces of anything. So even them having pictures and stuff like that, not really supposed to be a thing. But his partner, her name Madison, she got a little sentimental. She let's say she got overly invested in the mission, in the project that they was handling. So they at the airport, they got that call. They gotta be in Metropolis. So that's where they flying to. And hold on. Scan likely. Oh my god, bro. Bro, how do niggas keep getting my number, bro? God damn, how many times do I have to change this motherfucker? But anyway, that wasn't important. My fault. I ended up getting called. Anyway, they fly into Metropolis, and right now, they job is they got two different jobs. One of them is to kind of infiltrate Lex Luthor company, and find out what he's currently working on or some shit that he's doing, because the government tired of this nigga. Like, he ain't do nothing too substantial where they could just like cuff his ass and throw him under the jail, but he did enough that the government know about a little bit of things he was making and doing. So they are very cautious of him right now. Hey, they do want to use him. That is still a thing. They do want to use him to make and do certain things for them. But then again, he is an egotistical fucking maniac. So it's really hard to use somebody that A is smarter than you, B won't shut up about being smarter than you, and C only works in their own twisted sense of superiority and inferiority complex duality. What I mean by that is, like, we all know, like, how, like, the reason he hates Superman is because he feel like everybody is less than ants compared to Superman, because I'm saying he great, he can fly, he got all these powers, all that other extra shit. So it's just an inferiority complex thing. So they flying her, and John, he started talking to his partner, not saying Madison, because they've been kind of paired up since they was rookies. So, like, they got a decent little friendship going. So he's talking to her, and he asks, like, so what's her angle? How is she planning on getting into the company? And she explained, well, what I'm saying, there's a few openings for, what I'm saying, chaperones and cooks and anything along those lines. So she going more so for housekeeping or anything like that, because they might need somebody in the company, but she feel like, she thinking on her own, thinking outside the box, that it'd be better to have somebody that worked in his oh shit. What the fuck was that? In his house and in the company. So she was like, we could split the task. She would try to get hired in as a cleaner or something for the house, so she can bug his house and do that type of shit over a mess situation, and he go and work for the company. And he don't really have no problems with that, but at the same time, it's just, how do I explain it? From the last job they did, he kind of got like a little stain on his perfect record, and he don't really fuck with that. He don't really like that, and he do voice his opinion about that. And, Madison, she kind of look at him and she like, well, at the same time, and maybe if you was like, would have eased up and not, you know, been you, then it would have turned out different. And she kind of on his ass. But he look at her and he's like, "What do you mean not being me?" And she basically just starts saying that he was using personal information and outside sources and shit that he wasn't supposed to know. They had files, they had the directives and the characters they were supposed to play, and that was it. That's all they was supposed to do. He decided upon himself that he was just going to go off script and do other things, and that complicated the situation. And he looking at her and he's like, "Bullshit! I didn't mess up. I don't mess up. That's my thing." And she was like, "You did." And he was like, okay, so you saying that I went off script? What about you? What about how you started acting? And uh, it's complicated. It's real complicated because they was sworn into secrecy for the mission that they were doing, and it was basically uh, a guardianship type mission. They were supposed to just watch and observe, and they wasn't supposed to really get too close or too emotionally attached to the what I'm gonna call it. What I'm gonna call it. They gotta have something cool, bro. I gotta think, nigga. Dark Star. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, I be coming up with shit on the fly. They wasn't supposed to get too close to the Project Dark Star fucking asset. But then again, women do have maternal instincts, and she spent her whole life being an agent, and she never had kids of her own. So, what I'm saying, them making her watch over an asset that she basically have to watch over and raise. It did kind of like it was bound to happen. It was bound for her to actually start feeling and being a mother to this asset that she was supposed to be watching. But then again, it ain't like she did anything like crazy. But this nigga, on the other hand, he he got like this thing in him that make him think he the best, the greatest ever. And what I'm saying, he got a need to prove himself. And with the file that he knew and the genetic makeup and composition of Darkstar, he was like, man, let's see if this thing even worth it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if it's as great as people say it is. So, he started, sparring, you know, going a little bit too fucking hard. And years of physical and emotional torment, you know what I'm saying? God damn. Hold on. I need some water. All right, there we go. I was talking for too long, apparently, because my mouth went dry as hell. But physical and mental torment, and the simple fact that look, I'm just gonna say it. Basically, these are the overseers that was watching Casper before he became Casper, like the body. So their job was to raise him, watch over him, that type shit, but not to engage with him or anything like that. They were just supposed to be semi decent parents. They let him know from the earliest moments of his life that he was adopted. So like it was supposed to just be a little bit of parenting, get him through school, and just observe him. They weren't supposed to get too close. They weren't supposed to do anything outside of that. But then John, he started teaching him how to fight and shit like that. But he didn't want to fight. He what I'm saying, he was more timid, more shy, more what I'm saying, introverted. Like, and that nigga know the file. He know what it is, what it's made of, and all of that. So he just felt like, oh, this motherfucker's insulting me. Cause like, he was always holding back and shit, and wasn't like actually trying to fight him and shit like that. So he just got to a point where he was like, attack that nigga while he sleep, shit like that. And Madison, of course, went the more nurturing route of it. And she was more understanding. She was just a general, like a normal mother. Like, of course, she still had flaws because she was an agent, so her loyalty was always gonna be more so to the cause and to her employers than the to the kid itself. But she was trying to truck through muddy waters in the middle. But as y'all know, eventually, shit reached a climax. You know, the the asset took off, you know what I'm saying, into the wind. They lost track of it, and that's what happened. They was hey, it was bad. It took a little bit of time for, what I'm saying, the blowback to happen though, because from the moment I'm gonna just say Casper because it is Casper now, but like I still don't want to give away too much of the actual identity. So like from the moment like Casper before he was Casper took off and like fled from DC, it was already known about because you know what I'm saying the government do have a really good tie into this from what they know. They don't know too much because they agents, you know what I'm saying, they're not supposed to know everything. They supposed to just get orders and they're supposed to just follow those orders. They already got fail safe bombs and all types of shit implanted in them. So they can't really speak about it. They can't say nothing about it. Because if they do, you know, they fucking head gon' fucking fly off. Which they knew that before they even accepted the terms of the service of what they were doing. Before they accepted the mission, it was already stated in big ass black and white fucking files that got redacted now that once you take on this job, this is a job you're going to do for a very long time, probably your entire life or the asset's entire life. Failure to adhere to these conditions, which was fucking maybe 1,000 some rules, will result in immediate termination of life. So they knew. So they, you know what I'm saying, they arguing. Madison, she remembered that, she did talk to him a little while ago. And you know what I'm saying? He was, emotional, upset. He did want to go back home, but at the same time, he was like, no, like I'm not gonna go because, if the situation don't change, then it is no point in him ever going back or ever seeing him again. And she was trying to like coach him, kind of like put him on that fishing ride, on that hook, and just reel him back in. But bro was so emotional and so distraught that like it didn't get that far. And that part, that was kind of on her because it's her job to be like in the know and like control him through emotional manipulation. That was a part of her job because she can't control or manipulate him. Then like there's really no point of her being there. And this might sound a little fucked up, but like it gets worse. I'm telling you, it gets worse. But then like after that the call dropped. They don't know what happened. Of course, they use satellites, all types of shit to triangulate, the last fucking location of the phone, and it was at a Greyhound station, and like that Greyhound only goes to so many different places, so like he could have went from that station, he could have went from that station to Freeland, Star City, or Gotham and Metropolis because they in the same area. Like one bus traveled through that side, and then another bus would have took him all the way to fucking to Star City. So like, it was only so many places he could have went from there. So they started their search, broadly, and they like kind of shrinking down and narrowing down on where he could be now. And you know, we all know where he is because, you know, y'all was there from the beginning, you know. Y'all know. But now, you know, it's just a little bit of the background stuff. And as far as a little bit more little tidbits and little informational things, how do I explain this? Like Casper, he know more than he let on and that he tell people. But at the same time, it's more so accepting what he know. How I can explain that better. Yeah, I just realized that don't really make too much sense. Basically, memory wise, he know a bit more about himself, about the wanderer, and about the body that he's in. But knowing and accepting are completely different things because he accepted the fact that the memories of the wanderer is what put him in the position to make the plays he's making and move how he's moving. But at the same time, you know, it's it's different. Like he don't be feeling like himself when he rely too heavily on the shit from that side of him. And as far as the other side of him, he didn't really like even trying to investigate that. And the thing was that he could have got the memories at any time. He just didn't really want to because he was already dealing with his own emotions of, you know, dying and coming back and being lost and scared. The other emotions from the books and shit that he was getting, and then the emotion that's already suppressed within the body. And it just feel like too much for him. So he just didn't want to know. But then he was kind of acting like he did. And it's like, you can only trick yourself for so long before you know what you don't even want. He started getting more curious about it, but at the same time, it's like he wasn't just accepting it. And then, you know, that curiosity started just eroding the seal that was placed onto those memories. Just slowly over time of him thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. It just started eroding away that seal, and then shit just started leaking through. And I wouldn't say he know everything, at least not yet, but he know enough that he don't really he confused, like very confused, because his whole identity was okay. I'm a kid in a world that used to be fictional, but now it's reality, and I got powers, which is kind of cool. But then there's a bunch of other things tied to those powers, right? And now it's I'm a kid from another world that have memories from a different world of a world that's completely different from the world that I'm in now. That used to be a fictional world that is now reality, and my startup is abnormal from the beginning. Not just from the fact that he woke up in a body that was fucking basically deceased, from the fact of, you know what I'm saying, the upbringing of said body. Like he know that, like, you know, a lot of shit was just weird from the start. And he do try to suppress it, but at the same time, there's only so much you can do from yourself. And this get pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if some of y'all gonna be able to guess what this situation is or how it happened. But you know what I'm saying? It's some very intelligent people that be in the comments and whatnot. You know, don't be out here just spoiling niggas though, because niggas have been telling me that they was going through comments and they was like, I'm never reading a comment again because the connections y'all been making from certain things I say to other series and other powers and shit, which is cool to me. Like I like that because it's like, oh, at least what I'm saying, I can tell there's people that understand and can make those connections. Because I don't want to just outright say what's going on because I feel like that kills a little bit of the fun and they get rid of the build up to the situation. So like when people be guessing, I'm like, oh shit, this person pretty close, or oh they know what they talking about. That'd be kind of cool. But other people, they not as what I'm saying, hip or in the know. So they read shit and then it just tell them the shit that they miss. They be like, ah man, well I got fucking spoiled, or because they didn't catch it, or who knows? Maybe they clicked on the video, watched like fucking 3 minutes, and then clicked off. Not everybody be going watch all of these videos all the way from the start to the end, which it is pretty. It's pretty sad. I ain't gonna lie, because it's like, I mean, you know, I feel like it's amazing content, and I also feel like I do put a certain level of care and what I'm gonna say. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but just I put a lot of effort and care into the videos that I make, and that's why it be taking me a while to even make videos or even come up with ideas and shit, because not every idea to me is a good idea. And like I started realizing that from like certain people that I talk to, that sometimes the first thing that pop in their head is just what it is. It don't even really need to make sense. It don't need to flow together, and they just build around it. And like I don't really like that. I don't really like feeling like I'm building around something instead of building it to integrate. Like I like to make things that are just like the perfect little master skeleton key that can fit into any lock. Other people, they just make a key and then they like just jam that motherfucker into a lock and just start fucking being like, why is it not opening? And then they try to tell other people this key open this door when it don't, because it don't fit. But they tell you it do. And I don't like shit like that. And this is a little tangent, I ain't gonna lie. But I feel like this part is like, this is about like the middle. Well, not really. It's the beginning, but what I mean by middle is like the end of the prologue. So like after this part, everything gonna be a little bit more high stake, a little bit more dangerous, and a little bit more, like, how do I explain it? A little bit more. I don't know the words I'm looking for, which is crazy. I hate when that happened to me. But just the stakes are gonna be higher. Uh, the things that I've been slowly throwing in are gonna start to become more apparent, because after this is like kind of gloves off. Like he got a little bit of a cushion in period, but like at the same time, now as y'all know, this nigga is an asset, and what I'm saying, what that mean is, you know he not really supposed to be free, and he not really supposed to be walking around or having a life outside of what they wanted for him. And by they and what they wanted, that's still a mystery. But at the same time, you know, that's a part of the fun. But this part, it's just, how do I? Yeah, I already said it. I'm blanking. I'm not gonna lie. It's just the end of the prologue. So like this is like the real start to the story. And I also gonna, from this point, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna time skip. So this is pre time skip because right now he's still 15. At the end of the time skip, he'll be 16, and you know what I'm saying, that's just what it's gonna be. Like I'm thinking, like 3 months. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a little 3 month time skip, and that's where I'm gonna pick up. But yeah, sorry about the rambling and whatnot, but you know, I just be wanting to get my ideas out and shit like that, and I just want to be heard. That's kind of why I make videos. But hope y'all like this part. If you reach this far into the video, uh, comment a bad emoji so I know who got to this part in the video, right? And I'm gonna end it here. You know, I have hit my hour mark and whatnot. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.